If you're ready for 30 more epic gaming clips, hit the like button and get your snacks ready. Zane was driving his semi-truck in snowy, icy conditions. When he approached a curve, his tires lost traction on the ice and he hit the guardrail. He kept sliding and almost hit a truck that was pulled over, but thankfully he was able to regain control. Luminaire was recording a video of a friend driving his car. Unfortunately, his friend ended up crashing into the back of a Japanese police car. The reason for the crash was that Luminaire's friend wasn't focused on the road. Jacob Green was stopped at a red light when his rear camera captured something insane. A semi-truck's brakes stopped working and it plowed into traffic stopped at the light. Nobody was seriously injured. Now that's a miracle. This emitter was driving his Lamborghini Aventador when he flew past a cop who immediately began chasing him. He kept on juicing the gas pedal until he approached a curve at high speed, sideswiped a car, and hit a concrete wall. Busted! Cohen was racing in Grid Autosport when another driver turned too early. Cohen hit him and pushed him into the barriers, but the car flew right over them. Now that was an epic shot. Fabian was driving his Mercedes ML on the highway at high speed. He lost control, but surprisingly he managed to save it. Right after that, a white crossover merged into his lane, causing him to rear-end it at full speed. The vehicle he hit was totaled after the impact destroyed the back half. This emitter was driving down a highway in his semi-truck when he noticed traffic slowing down. He decided to merge into the right lane. When he did, one of the slower cars did the same thing. He applied his truck's emergency brakes and made a brilliant evasive maneuver. Killian has great reflexes. He was driving at 140 miles per hour one night when he spotted another car driving the wrong way. He made an evasive maneuver that saved him from a head-on collision. Great job! Seto sent us a video of a Pagani Zonda speeding in the Silverstone National until it crashed into a blue Mustang, causing it to fly into a wall. We're not sure what happened after this insane wreck. Ron was getting lunch in his Volvo when he was T-boned at an intersection. Sadly, his car was totaled. Hot Wheels Gamer had just finished refueling his C8 Corvette. He was driving pretty fast when he suddenly hit a small jump on the side of the road. He rolled his car, sliding down the road before hitting a massive rock that sent him flying before hitting the ground and coming to a stop. What a roller coaster! Kevin was driving normally when the drunk driver of a truck hit his car. The drunk driver pushed Kevin into the oncoming lane, where Kevin crashed head-on into another truck. The impact ripped a wheel off his car. The drunk driver was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Kevin's leg was severely injured and required immediate surgery. Snorsky was driving his semi-truck when a truck driver ahead missed a turn. He suddenly slowed down and our submitter had to slam on the brakes and go to the shoulder to avoid a collision. I'm pretty sure the other trucker wasn't even supposed to turn there. This emitter was trying to climb a steep hill when his truck stopped and wouldn't continue forward. He tried to give it more power, but that caused his truck to slide down and crush a small car behind him. This emitter was driving in Johnson Valley when he saw a crazy truck driver overtaking traffic. Suddenly, a car appeared driving toward the truck. The truck driver merged back into his lane, but he still hit the car with his trailer. Thankfully, everyone was okay. This emitter was about to turn right through an intersection when another driver failed to yield to an oncoming car. The two cars collided before one of them hit our submitter's car. This emitter was driving his sports car and flooring the gas pedal until he went over a narrow road, caught some air, and crashed into a building. Lincoln was running from the cops in his off-road Hirochi Sunburst. He saw a big ramp in the road and used it as a jump. Thankfully, he managed to land on the other side of the bridge. The cops weren't so lucky, and Lincoln managed to escape. Father Figure was racing in Dirt Rally 2.0 when he went over a bump that caused him to lose control. The small bump sent him smashing into a tree. Eunice was driving his Civetta when he started overtaking two vehicles. Suddenly, a box truck tried to merge onto the road. Eunice slammed on the brakes, locking up his tires, and he ended up hitting a car before crashing into the box truck. Max was driving on Pikes Peak when he went too fast into a curve. Unfortunately, he began rolling down the hill. An ambulance responded to the scene, and Max spent 3 months in the hospital. Melanie was riding in a car being poorly driven by her husband. The drive ended when they launched off a bump on the side of the road and were sent rolling down a hill. Melanie, her husband, and their children were all sent to the hospital. Linus was checking security cameras when a car suddenly burst into flames. GWR was test driving a pickup truck when a drunk driver crashed into him. The pickup's rear axle was destroyed, but thankfully, nobody was injured. Nanaimo Bar was driving in a narrow tunnel when, all of a sudden, a semi-truck in front of him blew a tire, crashed into the guardrail, and flipped over. Nanaimo Bar immediately notified the fire department. Isaac was racing along in his BMW M3 when a Tesla Model 3 pit maneuvered him out of the blue. After the first impact, Isaac's BMW also hit 2 other vehicles. Avionic was coming home from a car show when an oncoming driver decided to make a U-turn, but he didn't see Avionic and caused an accident. Another driver who witnessed the collision called 911. Jacob was running from the police on the West Coast. Suddenly, he caught air on a narrow road and flew into a roadblock. Jake saw a car that had gotten stuck in a ditch and needed to be towed. He pulled over to see if the driver was okay. Out of nowhere, the driver of a blue Bastion jumped into the tow truck. Police later told him the car was stolen and the driver was drunk.